Very good evening to you. I hope your Friday evening is definitely off to a great start. You're just in time for TV47 weekend. We've got plenty in store for you here tonight. Remember, you can interact with us at TV47 Kenya across all social media platforms with the hashtag being TV47 weekend. Now let's take a look at tonight's top stories.
Tonight,
mwaka huu tunaweka bilioni 50 kwa biashara ya hawa watu wa chini hawa.
Battle for Nairobi numbers intensifies as Ruto pitches tent in Roysambu and Kasarani constituency.
Encourage the media to be patient and wait, and we will give it to you when we are ready.
Where is the white smoke? Oka principals scratch their heads over coalition's flag bearer as Mudavadi gives Oka meeting a wide berth. And we shall tell you about this school where pupils have been studying under a tree for more than 10 years.
Welcome to the broadcast. Anwai Rimo is a sign language interpreter. I am Muthoni Maina. Now on to a rather unfortunate incident as 3 people have perished following a road accident on the Eldoret-Webuye Road after the driver of a trailer lost control of the vehicle. The driver of the trailer that was ferrying construction materials from Mombasa to the neighboring county of Uganda lost control before hitting a motorbike. The trailer then fell on the motorbike rider and 2 matatu conductors died on the spot. The rider was pronounced dead upon arrival at the Webuye hospital. Locals now want the government to erect speed bumps in the area to reduce the number of accidents in the area.
Na kaacha kari iliondoka kutoka huko peke yake ikija kuua hapa watu. Mimi kama chairperson wa community policing nina uchungu. Kila siku driver wakija wanashukanga pale na ni mteremko. Wanaacha kari inateremka pole pole kama mbele hakuna watu. Nadhani watu wa kutoka Mombasa kule wakiteremka huko hawaoni watu, sisi watu wapara kama sisi ni wanatamu.
Hii maspams iwe nyingi sana. Ni uchungu sana ndugu yangu kama moja amekufa hapa. Gari wanasema alikuwa amesimamisha na hii kuwa na mwenye dereva ndani. Na dereva kama hakuna ndani. Gari hii inaweza ondoka tu yenze kuenda kweli. Aliona kitu yenye amechua anafanya wanadamu waishia hapa. Na yeye sasa amepona. Ndugu yangu wamekufa wameenda. Hiyo ni uchungu.
Naomba tu kampuni ya Kenya iongeze kwa mapambo kidogo na watu wa kampuni za masafa marefu hizi wao wakipandisha madriver kulingana na makilomita. Ile ajali imetokea imepoteza maisha ya wenzetu wawili, Baba Stephen Karanga, Isaac na mwingine amepata majeruhi.
It is indeed rather unfortunate. Our heartfelt condolences to the families and friends of those deeply affected. Now on to election matters as the Independent Electoral and Body Commission IEBC now says and Boundaries Commission IEBC now says it is ready to conduct the next general election. This as the Commission's Vice Chair Juliana Cherera called on women to fully participate and engage themselves in the election process. Paul Kirobi reports.
Speaking during a stakeholders forum that brought together women leaders and organizations, IEBC commissioners led by the Vice Chairperson Juliana Cherera affirmed that the commission is ready to conduct the August 9th polls despite financial constraints.
State that we said we have partners who are coming in to help us in activities. For example, this activity today is being sponsored by IFES. So with all those donors that are coming in to help us, we still can pull in a good election. We are not in a bad place.
The committee spent the better part of today persuading women on the need to vie for elective posts and contribute to change the leadership of the country, among them addressing the contentious issue of gender representation in parliament.
That in 2017, the voters in our register were 19,600,000, of which 46.6% were women. 46.6% were women. That is in 2017.
Yeah, so we need also to have a campaign where we have also our men being able to support our women. And some of the areas that we are focusing is those areas that where we have negotiated democracy. In areas like Garissa, Wajir, Mandera, some of those areas is purely negotiated democracy.
The electoral body established a women coordinating committee for pre and post elections. Among the key responsibility of the committee is to work with IEBC by ensuring participation of women is achieved, monitored and evaluated across the electoral circle, support and advise the commission in implementing women-friendly strategies, and also pool resources to support the electoral activities.
We have Charity Ngilu. We have Mother Karua, who has been leadership for a long time, and we want to encourage many of you in this room and elsewhere to encourage one another.
The Commission rolled out Phase 1 of Enhanced Continuous Voter Registration exercise from October 4th to November 5th, 2021, where a total of 1.5 million eligible Kenyans were registered as new voters out of the targeted 6 million. The Independent Electoral Boundary Commission IEBC is targeting to register at least 4.5 million new voters ahead of the August 9th election, an exercise that will start on 17th of January this year and end on February 6th this year. Paul Kirobi, TV47.
Thank you, Paul Kirobi, for that report. I definitely do hope that women will definitely take on that challenge and to definitely run for political seats for the oncoming August 9th polls. Now it is time to take a very short break. We will be right back with more. To keep it right here.
TV47.
Hello and welcome to TV47 Wildlife. I am your host, Sandra Wahito. And this show lets you see the beautiful wildlife varieties and nature we have in our magical country right from your couch.
Attention please. Please do not smoke in the terminal building. Smoking is only permitted in the specified smoking area.
Welcome back. Now on to political matches, as Deputy President William Ruto now says he is better placed to complete projects launched by the current administration, calling on Kenyans to back his bid for the top job. This as his charm offensive in Nairobi entered day 3, where he held a series of rallies in Roysambu and Kasarani constituencies. Our reporter David Muthoka has the details.
Bottom.
Residents of Roysambu and Kasarani constituencies were the target for Deputy President William Ruto's charm offensive on Friday, as the hunt for votes in vote-rich Nairobi ahead of the August presidential contest intensifies. The second in command that day on the campaign trail saw him pitch camp in Maruroi, Kahawa West, Zimmerman, Roysambu and Kasarani in his quest to popularize his bottom-up economic model to the approximately more than 3 million voters in the country's capital.
Mwaka huu tunaweka bilioni 50 kwa biashara ya hawa watu wa chini hawa. Na hiyo pesa ya biashara ya hawa watu wa chini tutaleta hiyo pesa mpaka kwa wodi yako. Wewe mama mboga, wewe na sako yako utakutana na pesa ya kuinua biashara yako kwa ward mahali unaishi.
In his series of rallies, the Deputy President called on residents to back his bid to fill the shoes of his boss President Uhuru Kenyatta, noting that he is better placed to complete projects under the Big Four agenda, which was the development blueprint for the Uhuruto administration.
Si mimi ndio nimesaidiana na Uhuru Kenyatta tumejenga reli. Si nimesaidia na Uhuru Kenyatta tumejenga kilomita 10,000 ya barabara. Si tumeunganisha watu 1.5 milioni kwa stima. Sasa mnaniambia kupanga ajira ya hawa wangwana na kupanga mambo ya investment and coverage ndio itanishinda mimi.
And with the battle for numbers pitting Ruto and ODM boss Raila Odinga gathering steam, the battle for Nairobi yet again played out in the DP's Nairobi tour, as various aspirants battling it out for the same seats traded barbs in the presence of their party leader.
Nasimama useneta Nairobi siku ya kupiga kura. Angalia the handsome man amevunjika meno. Mambo ni rudu, yeye mbarikiwe sana. Haya.
Nyinyi mnataka seneta mchapakazi ama seneta celeb? Mnataka nani?
Ati walisema ati hata tukishinda ati tutikaha yogete. Ati watatunyang'anya. Utakubali kweli sisi tunyang'anywe kiti? Sisi tunataka kuambia hatupangui.
Pengine mtajiuliza mwenye alichaguliwa hapa kama mbunge yako wapi? Nataka kuambia ya kwamba amekwama pande ile ingine akisikiliza vitendawili.
This as Ruto's allies appealed to Kasarani and Roysambu electorate to throw their weight behind the hustler movement.
Hatutaki vitendawili, tunataka vitendawili. Ama namna gani? Na hiyo azimio lake ni azimio la kuzimia.
This contest is already framed, and it is framed between the government project ile inaitwa Tingatinga and the project of the people of Kenya.
Simesikia sisi tumesema kama mmejipanga, hata sisi tunajipanga na nyinyi, au sio? Wale watu wa project tuwaambie project yao itaanguka mara ya tano. Ati mnawaambiaje?
The August 9 polls are said to be the most heated elections in recent years.
With his blitz tour of Nairobi and its environs having crisscrossed Kasarani and Roysambu constituencies, Deputy President William Ruto's charm offensive continues heading into the weekend. David Muthoka, TV47 at Roysambu, Nairobi.
Now, storm is brewing inside Oka coalition after ANC leader Musalia Mudavadi failed to attend Oka's meeting convened at Naivasha, Nakuru County today. A meeting that was expected to give directions on Oka's flag bearer. As Eliza Mutuku reports, a section of members of the Oka Technical Committee is said to have settled on Kalonzo Musyoka as the flag bearer, with the committee divided on the matter.
After camping at Naivasha for 3 days in what was said to be a search for flag bearer and possible running mates, the One Kenya Alliance team has disagreed sharply on who should be their flag bearer, even after claims that the technical team had settled on Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka as their new leader.
Blame social media for speculation. And so we are getting set. We are nearly there. I remind Kenyans, you included, Karanja, that before the 2017 elections, we unveiled a flag bearer on the 27th of April 2017 at Uhuru Park. So we know that the political environment is getting fully charged, and we are equal to that task.
We want to encourage the media to be patient and wait, and we will give it to you when we are ready. Remember that I said at the beginning of the year that we are likely to unveil our candidate by the end of January. We are not yet at the mid of January, so we still have time.
However, Amani National Party leader Musalia Mudavadi was a no-show at the critical meeting at Naivasha, set to strike a deal on Oka's presidential flag bearer. Musalia's absence at the make-or-break meeting has cast doubt on the commitment to Oka and could signal an imminent implosion in the alliance, though the leaders assure that the team is still intact and will name their flag bearer end month.
I think we have all received invitations as Oka principals and friends to attend the Delegates Congress of ANC on Sunday the 23rd. Just like Musalia stood with us when we had our Delegates Congress as Wiper Democratic Movement, as KANU, where my brother Gideon was given the mandate to vie for the presidency, just like my brother Weta at this Delegates Congress of Ford, Kenya, and we were all there. I'm quite sure we're all going to be there.
Very soon we will be unveiling our presidential candidate, and it'll be soon. So it'll be an exciting time, I think, for all Kenyans. But it will happen.
Some of the major possibilities by the Oka technical team were Kalonzo being the presidential candidate, Musalia being the running mate, Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka being the presidential candidate, NAK Kenya's Martha Karua being the running mate, Kalonzo Musyoka being the presidential candidate, with Moses Wetangula being the running mate. Other possibilities included Musalia Mudavadi being the presidential candidate, Gideon Moing being the running mate, Kalonzo Musyoka being the presidential candidate, while Gideon Moing being his running mate. Some of the parameters the technical team was considering include the regional voters principles garnered in the previous presidential elections, popularity, among other parameters. Kalonzo Musyoka is expected to hold a ceremony at Yatta Home, where he is expected to lead the community in deciding which way they should vote. However, speculations are rife that Kalonzo might ditch Oka for Azimio la Umoja. Elizabeth Mutuku, TV47.
Thank you, Elizabeth, for that report. Now that definitely begs the question, is Oka okay? But we are yet to see how that pans out. Now it's time to take another short break. We will be right back with more.
Hello and welcome to TV47 Wildlife. I am your host, Sandra Wahito. And this show lets you see the beautiful wildlife varieties and nature we have in our magical country right from your couch.
re-strategize, as you set your resolutions, as you plan for a great year ahead. We at Morning Cafe stay true to the call. We make sure that we get you ahead so you can always stay ahead.
Looking for ways to make cash this January? Well, look no further. The Grind is here to ensure you have all the information you need. We bring you exciting successful stories of various entrepreneurs.
A typical Kenyan want results. You know, their mind are result-based. They want affordability and results.
And how they managed to make it in the business industry.
The beauty about the whole thing is, apart from the challenges, you experience the challenges. The moment you get a breakthrough in the challenges, you're good to go, like you're learning every single day.
Join Violet Njoki every Monday at 7:30 p.m. on The Grind. In a world of stereotypes, we amplify their voices.
There is nothing abnormal about us. We are like any other being under the earth.
Get the facts right.
They need to seek support group.
We give the society a different perspective and a mental walkthrough.
We'd urge the society not to be provoking them.
To help us understand how much power they got, because they go beyond their limits. Every Saturday at 7:30 p.m.
Welcome back. Now, still on the political helm, ODM leader Raila Odinga took his Azimio la Umoja campaign to Taita Taveta County to drum up support for his presidential bid ahead of the August 9th election. The former Prime Minister wooed the locals using his social protection program. Our reporter Boniface Baraza has the details.
Today, Taita Taveta County, one of the 6 counties of the Coast Region, played host to former Premier Raila Odinga as he intensified his presidential campaigns ahead of the August general election.
Leo ni Azimio la Taita Taveta.
The ODM boss did not leave anything to chance as he used his social protection program of issuing 6,000 stipend to the less fortunate in the society to woo the locals to rally behind his presidential bid.
Social protection program, bima ya kulinda wananchi, vile nafanyika kule Marekani, kule Ulaya, kule Brazil, India, Egypt, hata kule Namibia. Social protection program nilisema kila jamii ambaye hakuna mapato yoyote, hakuna mtu ambaye ana mapato yoyote au ajira, watapata kutoka kwa serikali kila mwezi shilingi 6,000.
Odinga assured residents that he will improve the country's healthcare system using his BABA Care program once he ascends to power.
Matibabu ni kazi ya mambo ya BABA Care. BABA Care ni kwamba kila Mkenya akiwa mgonjwa, hata kama hana pesa, apate fursa ya kupata matibabu. Kwa hivyo kila Mkenya atakuwa kwenye bima ya matibabu. Wale ambao hawezi kulipa, serikali itawalipia. Sawa? Ili kama wewe ni mgonjwa unapata matibabu mara moja. Na vile vile mazahanati na hospitali tujajenge kila mahali. Kila sub-county tuwe na level 4 hospital.
In his seemingly calculative move to have the control of the August House, Odinga used the tour to root for 6-piece mode of voting for the Azimio la Umoja candidates.
Hapa Taita Taveta, nataka hapa 6 piece, sawa sawa. MCA, semeni Azimio. MCA, MP, Women Rep, Senator, Governor, Rais.
Leaders who accompanied Odinga in his charm offensive tour of Taita Taveta County drummed up support for Odinga's candidature, saying he is the most suitable candidate to succeed President Uhuru Kenyatta come August 9.
Agenda ya Azimio ni umoja, amani, kuondoa ukabila, kuleta mageuzi, lakini si kukatiana.
Tukiwa timu Azimio ambayo inapenda umoja, tukiwa wapwani ambao tunapenda kuishi na jamii zote za Kenya, na Wakenya wote wanaruhusiwa kuishi mahali kokote. Kwa hivyo nyinyi watu wa Taveta, wakati mnafanya hii siasa ya kwenda mbele, mjue ile timu nyingine ni timu ya fitina, timu ya kubagua watu, timu ya kuita watu madoadoa.
The tour saw Odinga launch Nyangoro water project that is anticipated to benefit approximately 17,000 residents. The water project was funded at a cost of 88 million shillings by Water Trust Fund. Boniface Barasa, TV47, Taita Taveta County.
Still on Azimio, as its all systems go for the Thika Azimio La Umoja meeting set to be held tomorrow, with at least 15,000 people expected to attend the meeting. Security has been beefed up, with those planning to disrupt the meeting put on notice. Chichi Josephine reports.
It's all systems going for the Thika Azimio La Umoja meeting, with at least 15,000 people expected to attend.
Tunataka kuambia maandalizi yako tayari. Security iko tayari. Kila kitu kimepangwa, mahala pa kukaa pamepangwa. Sasa nyinyi watu wote ambao mnaweza kukuja, mmekaribishwa sana.
The event organizers, led by his pointmen, among them David Karioki, alias Gakuyo, said that the ground is ready and that the security has been beefed up, warning that anyone planning to disrupt the event will be dealt with accordingly.
Tunatarajia wageni wengi sana, zaidi ya 300, viongozi ambao wamechaguliwa, ambao watakuja wakiandamana na baba. Kumbukeni, this is a national meeting. It's not a local meeting. Kwa hivyo tunatarajia MPs, MCAs, governors, senators, women rep, all readers, PSAs.
Speaking at Thika Stadium, Gakuyo maintained that the Saturday's rally is open declaration that Mount Kenya region fully supports Raila Odinga's presidential bid.
Na saa hii nitasema hata baba atapata kura mingi, kwa sababu hata ingawa ilikuwa hapa ndio ilikuwa backyard ya His Excellency, bado baba alikuwa anapata kura zaidi ya 90,000.
On her part, Deputy President William Ruto's point lady in the vast constituency, Alice Wamboi, maintained that Thika, being a cosmopolitan area, is open to every presidential hopeful, saying every candidate is free to campaign in the region. Wambui, who is also a UDA parliamentary aspirant for the Thika Town constituency, urged her supporters to attend the rally and uphold peace.
Na sisi viongozi ambao tunapigania hizi viti zingine, tujue hiyo sio mkutano yetu. Hiyo ni mkutano ya Azimio. Ukitaka mkutano yako ya kwenda kusema vile unataka, ugojee Azimio ikuje iende na wewe sasa ufanye mkutano yako. Unaweza kusema ile yote unataka kusema ikiwa ni mkutano yako. Lakini mkutano ya kesho iko juu yako. Ni mkutano ya Azimio, kama vile mlikaribisha wanaoka, kama vile mlikaribisha wanauda, hata siku ya kesho Azimio ikaribishwe, muisikize, alafu uamuzi ni wenyu.
Chichi Josephine, TV47.
On to education matters, as pupils at Bikutu Primary School in Bungoma County have been studying under the trees for more than 10 years now, with the scorching sun affecting the learning process. And as Andrine Kilemi now reports, the learners are sometimes forced to miss classes, especially during the rainy season.
Right in the heart of Mount Elgon village in Bungoma County is Bihutu Primary School, where learners have been studying under the trees for the last 10 years. According to the school head Justin Ikwara, the students are forced to learn under the trees for lack of enough classrooms, and those available are in bad state.
I've got open air classrooms. Grade ECD, all of them are outside. They don't have a classroom. Grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4 also are outside. And then the rest are in a semi-permanent classroom, which is dusty, and the environment is not conducive for learning.
Teachers of Bikutu Primary School have on several occasions been forced to send learners home due to bad weather conditions. When it rains, the learners have no option but to miss classes.
Once it rains, I am forced to allow the pupils to go home early. That means that the whole of that day, there's no learning. And elsewhere, pupils in class 24 hours and the lessons are on.
Most learners of Bikutu Primary School are infested with jiggers as they are always exposed to dust. Lack of toilets in the school also poses as a major challenge and a big threat that may expose learners to diseases.
Licha ya sisi tuko lower side, jika siko na ni kwa sababu watoto wengi wanasomea kwa vumbi.
In our school, we are really affected with these jikas. Even during class hours, pupils just strain because they cannot concentrate in class because of jikas.
Sanitation in the school is not good. I've got 320 pupils sharing 2 toilets. Teachers have got only 1 toilet.
Parents and teachers of Bikutu Primary School now want the government to facilitate construction of classes that will help to boost education in the area.
Tunashukuru serikali kiasi kwamba wametupea walimu, wametujengea CDF darasa karibu 2 na pia sasa wanachikakamua. Kwa hivyo nafikiri tukiendelea hivyo, hii shule ni changa lakini ukiona vile imeenda iko standard 8 na tunatarajia mazuri kwa sababu ya bidii ya walimu.
The school, which was started 12 years ago, will be sitting its first national exam this year.
Indeed, they do say that knowledge is power, but without the right infrastructure, how do we as a country expect those learners to be graded on an equal scale as the rest of the students in this country? I hope that definitely serves as a wake-up call to the designated operators. Now it's time to take another short break. We will be right back with more. Do keep it right here.
Hello and welcome to TV47 Wildlife. I am your host, Sandra Wahito. And this show lets you see the beautiful wildlife varieties and nature we have in our magical country right from your couch.
Attention please. Please do not smoke in the terminal building. Smoking is only permitted in the specified smoking areas. Thank you.
As entities re-strategize, as you set your resolutions, as you plan for a great year ahead, we at Morning Cafe stay true to the call. We make sure that we get you ahead so you can always stay ahead.
report as the Hell's Gate National Park in Naivasha, Nakuru County boasts of numerous nature advantages over other parks, alongside the oblivious reason to visit a park that is wild animals. The gorge excursion and the rock climbing is a prolific experience only as the visitor does it again, despite the fatal accidents that have occurred there. Our focus today is on the diminishing attraction of the Oljoroa Gorge by our own Willie Dennis Njero.
Beauty, serenity, befitting the spectacle acts of Mother Nature at the Hell's Gate National Park, Naivasha in the county of Nakuru. It is said by those who have paid a visit here that the park is nothing without the gorge, whose magnificence is an attraction site to all scopes, ranging from famous movies such as Tomb Raider 2, King Solomon's Mine, and the animation of the Lion King movie.
I think there's nothing like it, to be honest, because when you're actually out in the wilderness like this, you're not in the car, but you experience it. It's way different. You feel much closer to the animals, you know?
It was amazing. It's really beautiful. Really nice, and everybody's so nice and so peaceful. So thank you for welcoming us here.
Located to the southeast of Naivasha town is the park that sits on a 68.2 kilometer square, attracts cycling, rock climbing and excursions. At the 17 kilometers long Oljoroa Gorge, where fatal accidents have been witnessed.
This is the utmost scenic section of the gorge at the Hell's Gate National Park, which as for now remains closed.
In 2012, youth from a PCA church in Nairobi perished here due to flash floods, prompting the park to close for 2 months. After reopening, a similar incident was witnessed here 7 years later. Another 6 tourists and a guide all perished, prompting the government to close the excursion 2nd September 2019.
Hii gorge ilifungwa na 2019 hadi wakati huu na haijai funguka, na kuna watu wengi wanategemea hapa ndani, wanalisha watoto wao hapa ndani.
We have a belief, and we believe that justice delayed is justice denied. And we feel as the family of tour guides that the government of Kenya has really neglected us for a very long time.
The advent of the corona pandemic into the country months later would only aggravate the situation for the tourists both locally and internationally. In 2017, the park received a total of 155,315 tourists, with slight growth to 163,933 in 2019. The figure soared to 168,824 in 2019, before the number plummeted to just 35,285 last year. The outcomes have adversely touched the lives of the tour guides who earn a living from the park.
It is a clear message, and we want to send this message right to the head of state, the President Uhuru Kenyatta Muigai, the CS of Tourism, Najib Balala, the Kenya Wildlife Service Director General Brigadier Waweru, that people in Hell's Gate National Park, Hell's Gate National Park, are really suffering at a very high cost. Reason being, this is the main source of income that these people depend on.
The community that resides within the park benefits from sale of artifacts and entertainment of guests at the Maasai Cultural Center. A contingent of the WRC teams were hosted at the park for the 2021 event, having the ambience of the Moran fusion.
Na tuna wageni juu wanasema imefungwa gorge. Sasa tunataka atufungulie, tafadhali Uhuru Palangala. Tunakuomba kuja utufungulie gorge ndio watoto wetu wasome. Tuko na shida.
So in as much as the community benefits, but also the government will as well benefit from the revenue that they collect from the gates.
The closure of the gorge has enabled the government to enhance safety routes with proper signage, put up gabions and multiple concrete staircases to facilitate movement. However, with suspension ladder yet to be put up by the KDF as promised, the park may not be 100% safe after all.
Tumeona magari zikianguka, watu wanagongwa na mapikipiki na hatujaiona barabara ile imefungwa. Hata pia juzi pale Ukambani tumeona basi imebebwa na flat, na watu karibu 30 wamekufa na hiyo maji. na wajaanza kufunga pale kwa ile kalabat ambayo magari zinapita imesababisha ile accident.
We have had stairs that have been constructed at the entrance and the exit of the main gorge, and our main agenda, our main issue is that they reopen at least the part that is already done.
This notwithstanding, this group that resides inside the park cry foul over the order at the main entrance in outsourcing for tour guides, saying that they should be prioritized.
Wanachukua tour guide wanauza na basikeli zao, hata basikeli za park haziuzwi, basikeli za community na hawa guides.
It is with anticipated move that the tour guides in here awaits the government's directive on when the gorge will resume service. Reporting for TV47 from the Hell's Gate National Park, Naivasha in Nakuru County, I'm Willie Dennis Njiro.
Thank you, Dennis, for that interesting piece. Now on to health matters, as 84 healthcare facilities in Laikipia County have benefited immensely from 500 million Kenya shillings that will be utilized in upgrading infrastructure and medical equipment within the county. Our reporter Willie Dennis Njeru with that story.
The 500 million shillings will be utilized to lease medical equipment and purchase of magnetic resonance imaging MRI and computerized tomography CT scan machines, upgrade infrastructure in the 84 healthcare facilities, as well as expansion of laboratories and diagnostic services.
We are changing our names. We changed from being dispensaries, health centers and hospitals to becoming LHS outlets. So we'll have Nanyuki becoming LHS Nanyuki, Nyahururu being LHS Nyahururu, that we are named as one. But that will also mean that our patient flow, our infrastructure, our equipment, and the way we deal with our services will also be part of the oneness. So that the patient flow will be one. Our facilities will be painted the same way.
Leaders stating that the ICT systems in the facility will enhance service delivery, enabling patients to devour a unique experience of quality and efficient services.
What we are doing here is to ensure that there is proper workflow within our facilities, such that when the patient walks in, then how easily and quickly they access our services, it's very seamless. It's very seamless. That our systems are speaking to each other, our different departments are speaking to each other, our different, human resources are speaking to each other in a very seamless manner to live to the expectations of the 21st century.
The county has been classified into 15 clusters to ease stocking of supplies and essentials and identification of epidemiological zones to tackle diverse ailments.
Majority of our level 2 service delivery points are working for 5 days. Now they are working for 7 days out of that transformation and out of working under clusters. We previously had 2 level 4 facilities. We are now at 7 level 4 facilities, fully contracted by NHIF, fully contracted by private insurances so that they can be able to provide services within our facilities.
For TV47, I'm Willie Dennis Njiru.
Now on to business matters, as a good number of Kenyans have been able to successfully secure employment opportunities in foreign nations. Hospitality industry, agriculture and construction are among the available jobs in a section of foreign nations. GR8 Employment Solutions Director Lee Madden has encouraged learning institutions to take up the challenge of addressing unemployment.
Be the case, we will then come back to the people who have applied, who've taken the opportunity to say, we want to put you forward for interviews. If that happens, they'll be interviewed by the industry and they will be offered a job. Once they've been offered a job, we will apply for a work permit. If they meet the criteria, they'll get a work permit. Once issued, we will then apply for a visa. Again, that process goes along as long as they meet the criteria. They'll be issued a work permit and they can come and work in the islands to support of various industries. And that's going to be for a period of, like I say, upwards of 12 months and could be potentially for 4 years. The work permits in hospitality, for example, are 9 months rolling. So you do 9 months, then you have to leave 3 months, then you do 9 months, have to leave 3 months. And you can return as often as you're offered a job. So I think the message to me, certainly for hospitality, is continue to work with us. We do have opportunities. We want to give you opportunities. We want to work with you to support our industries. And for the future, there's a great potential here for us to offer opportunities in the healthcare sector, in the agriculture sector, in the construction sector, and maybe other sectors too. So please, once again, when the time's right, speak to your organisation, speak to your alumni heads, and we will deal directly with them in the first instance, and we'll gather data, information, and we'll see that we'll ensure that we have the right people for the right time, or the right solution at the right time, in order to address our crises that we feel in our industries. We know we have issues. You have issues here in Kenya with unemployment, so it'd be great if we can alleviate a part of that problem whilst supporting our industries.
I got a job at a hotel by the name Duke of Normandy. I work there as a room attendant. I've got 44 hours in a week, and the pay is so good. I get a maximum of 400,000 Kenya shillings monthly, and that one has enabled me to support my family, community, and my friends.
Now, retail prices of petroleum products inclusive of super petrol, diesel and kerosene will remain unchanged as from 15th January 2022 to 14th February 2022. Retail prices of super petrol, diesel and kerosene are to remain 129.72 Kenya shillings, 110.060 Kenya shillings and 103.54 Kenya shillings per litre. This is despite a drop in importation costs of these products. As of December 2021, the average landing cost of imported super petrol had decreased by 4.11% from US dollars 627 per cubic meter in November 2021 to USD 601.97 per cubic meter in December. The government is, however, set to caution consumers from the otherwise high prices. Now, ongoing activities at the Mumias Sugar Company that was recently restructured and left under the leadership of the Sarai Group have been halted for 10 days by a Nairobi High Court following a petition by Kwamba sugarcane farmers. The halting of activities in the factory is meant to allow residents to file their arguments.
Essentially, what was before court today was an application stopping a party that had been given tender to procure or to undertake the leasing process of the Mumias Sugar Company, which we understand has been through a lot recently. In last year, Lord Justice Mabea gave the go-ahead for the company, which is under administration, to lease some of its assets so that it can be able to manage some of its liabilities. One of the aggrieved party moved the court saying that the party who was given the power to administer has gone against their mandate, and therefore they have awarded the tender to the lowest bidder. That was the question before the court, and therefore they wanted the process of leasing the company's property be stopped. Essentially, what was before court today was an application stopping.
Now, it's a wrap for the business segment. We'll definitely be back with plenty, especially in matters regarding sports. Now, it's time to take a short break. We will be right back.
Hello and welcome to TV47 Wildlife. I am your host, Sandra Wahito. And this show lets you see the beautiful wildlife varieties and nature we have in our magical country right from your couch.
Your attention, please. Please do not smoke in the terminal building. Smoking is only permitted in the specified smoking areas. Thank you.
As entities re-strategize, as you set your resolutions, as you plan for a great year ahead, we at Morning Cafe stay true to the call. We make sure that we get you ahead so you can always stay ahead.
Looking for ways to make cash this January? Well, look no further. The Grind is here to ensure you have all the information you need. We bring you exciting successful stories of various entrepreneurs.
A typical Kenyan want results. You know, their mind are result-based. They want affordability and results.
And how they managed to make it in the business industry.
The beauty about the whole thing is, apart from the challenges, you experience the challenges. The moment you get a breakthrough in the challenges, you're good to go, like you're learning every single day.
Join Violet Njoki every Monday at 7:30 p.m. on The Grind. In a world of stereotypes, we amplify their voices.
There is nothing abnormal about us. We are like any other being under the earth.
Get the facts right.
They need to seek support group.
Welcome back. Now it's time to shift the gears into matters sports with the Dapperman himself, Dennis Otieno, our sports desk news anchor. I do believe that he's got plenty lined up for us in the world of sports. Now over to you, Dennis.
Well, Mudhoni Maina, that's definitely true. We have a lot lined up for you in the world of sports. Tonight, we'll be telling you about a pledge made by the government to sports in the country over financial support. We shall also be telling you about the results registered in the FKF Premier League. Now, this and more coming up. And it's time for the sports news with me, Dennis Otieno. Now let's start off with a pledge made by the government to sports in the country, where Sports Cabinet Secretary Amina Mohamed earlier today assured the National Olympics Committee of Kenya, NOC, of the government's commitment to offer financial support to Team Kenya ahead of a busy sporting calendar this year. Now, speaking during a consultative meeting with NOC officials, CS Amina congratulated the committee for running a successful 2021, where Kenya was ranked the top nation in Africa and hosted 3 successful international competitions. CS Amina also congratulated the newly elected NOC officials, led by Paul Tergat, as she directed all training and pre-qualifiers for various competitions to begin immediately. The Sports CS also highlighted some of the sports transformation agenda this year, which the NOC Executive Board has laid out strategies to accomplish.
I think they have proved that they can perform optimally and as a result have the confidence of the whole sports fraternity. This year is going to be a very challenging year, but also a very promising year for our young athletes. Last year we did extremely well. We had the Olympics where Kenya was the top African nation.
Now, to matters football, where round 13 of the FKF Premier League earlier today